So you do realise he's still going to come back. So unmute.
So, did you go on the record?
I don't know whether that was or not. We must have missed you by this.
Ding dong, we're underway. Welcome everybody, thanks for coming in. Thanks all the staff as well for coming in for our July Community Board meeting. Everybody's here today, no apologies. Right, and we've checked public forum, there's nobody at the front waiting to come in. Right. In the agenda, is any pressing items that aren't on the agenda and would like to speak to? Excellent. And also any conflicts of interest? Like to declare? No? We're happy. Excellent. First thing then, the minutes of the previous meeting. Got the minutes there, just highlight that they do contain some publicly excluded minutes that will be addressed later on in the meeting outside of the public. In terms of the public minutes, everybody read them. Anything that anyone would like to change?
No.
Okay. Motion is to accept the minutes. Yep. Like to move that. Seconder.
Yep.
Those in favour?
Aye.
Okay. Yeah, please.
I think Glenn's doing.
Yeah, I think they're just on a.
Hello, Glenn.
Good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to draw our attention to?
I guess just to note that this wraps up the last financial year. So the next community board meeting will have the budgets for the new financial year in it and our status against that. So this is still talking about last year would be just the one thing to know.
Yeah, so it's done and dusted. So the shortfall, for example, the street lights, the leftover money, does that just roll over to this year or just quietly disappears?
So that's subject to review. So where they are miscellaneous amounts or there's a new, say it's a rolling renewals program, that budget is less likely to be carried forward. Where it's a major project or we're contractually committed, then that would almost certainly be carried forward.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Glenn? No, forgotten about the cemetery.
No, there's no budget, so nothing's happening there. It's all good. That's a dead issue.
Nice.
Thanks.
Well, that's that then. Glenn, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Just to note, our next community board meeting, I'll bring Luke Archibald along, who is our new program delivery manager, and he will going forward. There he is. Oh, okay, Luke's on the call now. So Luke is going to be more hands-on than I have been with the project, seeing as that's his job, and so Lorenzo, who was seconded into the role but only 3 days a week, wasn't attending that much, just to give him some bandwidth on actually getting work done. But Luke will be able to give better quality answers than myself. I've been acutely aware that frequently people have asked questions, I've had to defer and come back with an answer, whereas Luke will be closer to the coalface than I am day to day. So he should be able to give you better quality answers off the cuff.
That's good, Glenn. Always good to set that bar nice and high at the start. Yeah.
So,
Welcome aboard,
g'day
Luke.
everybody. Thank you. Week 2 for me, but keen to come along in person to the next meeting to meet you all. And I will learn more and more of the projects the deeper I get into it. So hopefully by the next meeting, I've got a good idea of the existing projects and what's going forward for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Thank you, Luke.
Brilliant. Nice to meet you all.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye.
Okay then.
Oh, I'll go back again. Ariana was the next.
Right. So have a mover and a seconder, please, for us to receive the Coromandel Colville Community Board CAPEX work program and other updates. Final 23-24 report dated 4th of July.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Rightio, Community Service Awards.
Lisa.
Please do.
Lindy,
Yes,
for that. So Lindy, welcome aboard.
thank
for
you.
coming and joining us and supporting us.
Thank you very much. I'll take the report as read. If you've got any questions, I'm just stepping in for Ariana. If I can't answer your questions today, what I'll do is I'll go back to Ariana and email you the answers if need be. Right,
More Kelly, straight.
This went through council and they looked at the eligibility criteria and made a few tweaks there. It's come back with changes now to discuss, so long as you guys are happy with the criteria, eligibility criteria. Not much more to it.
Thanks, Lindy. And that is there. Move that we receive Community Service Awards report dated 3 July. I'll move that. Seconder. Favour?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Request for service. Excellent to see the report. Thank you.
Oh, it's very good. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy. Pleasure to meet. This is Rachel, one of my team leaders in my team, customer services. So she's here just to witness what is the dynamic of the community boards. Thank you so much for your feedback. So based on the feedback, we prepared the same report just to give you an overview of what customer services, what services we provide for the organization and for the community, basically for the months 1st of March to 31st of May. We achieved the goal, the target to answer 80% of the calls at the first point of contact, which required a lot of knowledge across all departments. So we're very pleased that our team is skilled to provide this service. So in the next chart, you can see how many emails we received for each month to reply to the business. So basically in customer services, we received all the calls, all the emails from the public, and the full this traffic. So in the full text traffic per office, our Coromandel office is still having normally, and it's very consistent across the year, 10% of the volume. The second one is how many RFSs we received for this time from 1st of March to 31st of March, how many RFSs we load. For Coromandel Town, we load exactly, is the same percentage, 10%, 305 RFSs. If we move to the next one, is what was the progress with our RFS project? our artifice project, based on the initial feedback that you gave to us last year, was to ensure we close the loop when the customer loads the artifice. When the task is complete, we communicate to the customer what was the outcome of the artifice. We basically complete the implementation of the artifice project for parks and reserves, for roading, for water service, and for solid waste. Those departments work alongside with contractors. So now we have been received a very positive feedback from the customers. They are very pleased to receive the final notification, but it's not only the artifice project is not only for them to receive an automatic notification when the artifice is closed or complete. It's also the culture and the awareness to ensure we call the customers. We have a phone call. So many departments like roading take the time as soon the work is complete or programmed, they call the customers and inform them. So which is very good. So what happens with regulatory? So regulatory, we have regulatory nuisance, duty planning, and building. These departments are dealing directly in a daily basis with the customers. So it's a daily contact with the customers. So further on, we will implement the automatic notifications. However, the service is consistently contacting the customers to close the loop. The next, any questions from here? Thank you. So the next part of the report is to see for the top 6 departments, we want to give you an overview of how many artifices we received for the last year and how many artifices are open or outstanding. This report is give you a perception, a good perspective of how many. Of how many. It's not the last year. We are still the first one is for the 3 months. How many artifices we received per breakdown per ward? How many artifices are complete and is still outstanding? If we can see for Coromandel ward, the highest volume of artifices that we received were for parks and reserves with 64 artifice lots and only 64 artifice complete and only 3 artifice open. For roading, 63 artifice complete and 19 artifice in progress or program, and solid waste, 76 artifice complete and 2 on program. So this is give us basically a perspective of the volume of artifices that we compare with the artifices that is still in progress. And it's very interesting. So for Coromandel, we have reserves, road and solid waste, the highest department with most queries. Now, if we move to the latest part is the year, give the perspective of during the year for these top 6 departments, how many artifices we receive and how many artifices is still in program. So we have comments across all the charts from different departments, explaining to us from the managers of each department, explaining to us the dynamic of the time frames. So some interesting information that Brett and Ed, the managers of roading, Ed is the manager of roading and Brett is the manager of water service provide to us because they have kind of the long lead time to complete the artifices, the time frames. So basically, Rodin explained that some urgent works sometimes involve further investigations, and these investigations can take months. It's exactly the same dynamic that we have with water services, right? In water services, we have utility connections, and utility connections require an investigations, and there is some artifices that can take up to 12 months to be resolved. And now that we have our artifice project, the idea is when some artifice become program artifice and cannot solve in short time period, so we will notify the customer. Just for the other departments like solid waste, the RFPs are solved the same day. Or Parks and Reserve, if we talk in the Parks and Reserve department, public toilets will take 1 hour, or mowing lawns will take up to 5 days. So it's very short time frames. So this gives us an overview of the dynamic and time frames for each department, how they manage the workload.
Gianna, do you get to see how often they make or don't make that time frame?
Well, for the departments who work alongside contractors, they have specific service level agreement, and the service level agreement has specific time frames. But I'm not sure about your question. How often we target different? Normally for departments who have short reactions, it's like a solid waste. Very often, I would say 80% of the time frames that are targeted are achieved.
Yes.
But is when it's different variables like engineering variables, like solid water services or roading, they probably the targets will vary more often.
Yep.
I know in Parks and Reserves, if they're not going to make the time frame, the contractor has to request an extension of time from the TCDC field representative for that area.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Right.
that's between the contractor and the department.
Yep. So they're monitoring that.
Yes, and also, thank you, Rich, and also alongside with that, every single department has, every single query are built in a specific time frame. We, customer services, are the receiving officer, right? So as soon we submit the RFS to the actioned officer, that is the unit business, the department. So the actioned officer, let's say they have 5 days to complete the RFS. If this RFS is not complete in 5 days, the RFS, the manager of this department will get an automatic notification about this time frame. So they all the time have alerts in the system. This time frame is not achieved. It's not achieved. Yeah.
That's good.
So when we load the request for service initially, we allocate it to the request for service code, and it automatically defaults to the job due date.
Hours.
And then we just input all the information about the issue, and then we link it to the property and the name of the customer.
Yeah.
So all the timeframes are built into all the different RFS
Right.
codes.
And it's highlighted back if it's not completed.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, right. Awesome.
So some RFSs have very short timeframes. For example, if there's an issue with a public toilet in an urban area,
Yeah.
the timeframe is 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then when we load RFSs like that, there's also a questionnaire built into it. So it says, have you called the contractor? Who did you speak to? So we actually have to, for some RFSs that are urgent, we actually have to ring the contractor, alert them to the issue.
Cool.
Do you guys have any questions, any other questions related to this report?
I've got one small one. I noticed all through the report you refer to Coromandel Town.
Oh, yes.
Rather than the ward. I'm presuming these results are for the whole ward. Could we change that, just like Byron and Hawanui, and put Coromandel Colville?
Coromandel ward. Oh, yeah. Actually, it was Ali's request on this, but it's a good observation. So we will change that. There is another proposition at the end of the report. This report, this time frame, because when I started, this is my my third meeting with you guys. So initially when we start, these time frames are not aligned with our financial year. So the proposition at the end is to ensure that the quarterly report that we provide is aligned with the financial year. So so it means that my next report will start from July, August, September. So on October, we will meet and have the same report. Now, if you want to see any other information that you are interested about how our RFSs are, just please let us know. Or if you are happy to receive the same kind of information, we're happy to continue providing this. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any questions? Questions?
Good report.
Cool.
Thank you.
And yes. back that up. So yeah, it's a huge amount of data to get through, but yeah, it's important, and you've done some great work. So yeah, thank you to you and your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So can I have someone please to move that we receive the customer service and request for service report, 1 March to 31 May 2024, dated 24 June 2024.
Yep, I'll move it.
Seconder, all those in favour?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Report from the chair this month. Not do it. I'd just like to highlight for the people of the Northern Peninsula that the road, great having the road works completed, the restrictions largely been removed. And yeah, just to thank everybody for their patience. It was quite a lot of inconvenience, particularly for the store and businesses like that, but allowing a job to be done efficiently and within the time frame that the contractors said they would have it done by. It's been really well done. So if everyone's comfortable with the report, someone like to move that we receive the chair's report.
Oh, I'll move that.
Seconder,
I'll second it.
those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. So the final act is just confirming the minutes from the previous meeting that were conducted with the public excluded. So in order to do that, we're going to return back to public excluded. So I'd like to move that in order to do those minutes, we exclude the public. We have a seconder for that.
I'll second it.
Those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.